And there we go. We are on it, bro. What's going on?
Hey, what's up?
Not much. Uh-oh. Crap.
What's going
Can I say
on?
that? I'm dropping stuff over here.
Chat. Chat this. And
Guess what's
chat
not
that.
ready?
Well, chat. I mean, obviously.
It's chat. Not Chad, chat. Chad.
Chad. Chad.
Chat's not ready.
Chad. Ooh.
It is about that time, Thursday night. Ready to give you guys business.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right, 10 seconds,
Right.
man. 10
Yeah,
seconds.
man. Sounds good.
5, 4, 3. Hey, everybody. Welcome, Not Your Average Show. Mike and Corey, how are you doing? We got a lot for you this evening. What is it? Is June 16th? 16th?
1-6.
1/6,
Yes.
2022. Thursday night here. We got with you the Porsche 928 Restomod. That is by Nardone. Then we have also Sierra Space with their new space program for training astronauts, which is cool.
Yeah.
Then we have, what is it? The Aptera Gamma, which is their launch car. And we're going to see pictures of that tonight. And then finally, SpaceX gets approval from the FAA for the environmental testing to launch out of Boca Chica. But there's, what is there?
Bunch of fine print, but you know, that's
What is it, like 76? We'll talk about it real quick. It's just going to be a discussion at the end. How you doing, bro? How are you?
Good. Yeah. And, it's been just really hot. And I know, obviously, depending where you guys are watching our show from, if you're anywhere near the southeast US as well, it's been just hot.
Yes.
And I know it's hot every year, right? But it's just a bit weird. The heat index is like 110, so it's just hot.
We were
So,
warm.
Good, man. Just been out for a walk a few times a day, and man, it's warm.
It is tough.
I'm good, man. I'm good. You? How's it going?
I had to dodge a situation. That was I thought I was getting that thing that goes around. I got really close to it, and I had to do a precautionary stationary event, and I did feel bad for like 2 days, but nothing didn't happen.
Let's hope
maybe
it stays that way, man.
Maybe it was just stress. General render. It is real hot. It is, bro. It's hot.
It's hot enough, yeah.
Hot off the presses, though, we got some great news to talk about today, and actually a car that I mean, one that's near and dear to my heart that I couldn't believe that somebody made a version of this thing that is just so gorgeous, and that was impressive to me. So we'll talk about that in a minute. What else? What else going on? Anything else?
I don't think. Yeah. I think it's it. How's it going, chat? General, how you doing, man? Everything good? Good. You saw Sierra Space?
Yeah, getting excited for it. That should be pretty cool. Actually, that was passed on to me by a coworker and a friend of mine as well, and so he was excited to share some of that information. So it's pretty neat. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But you know what?
Should be cool.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take the floor if you don't mind.
I don't know. Do it.
I am gonna do this. Hold on. I'm gonna synchronize our watches here. All right, so you guys know that occasionally we look at cars here on the channel, so we're quite excited when a decent car comes up. But then every once in a while, a car comes along and that is unique and totally and unexpected, and a revisit to what we knew as kids. And that one happens to come to us from Motor One. This time around, it is the Porsche 928 Restomod that is debuted in its 400 horsepower form with a carbon fiber body from the folks over at Nardone. Now, this thing is absolutely gorgeous. You guys want to take a look right here? If you remember the movie Risky Business, this is the one that Tom Cruise put in a lake. But anyhow, a couple of things about this car that you want to know. And it's gorgeous, first of all. This thing, right? It's got 400 horsepower. The old car had 350. It's got a six-speed manual with limited slip differential. Got new axles, active dampeners, upgraded brakes. Got a brown Fogazello leather interior. A Porsche Classic management infotainment system, composite body, 18-inch wheels, $500,000. What do you think, man?
As far as, I mean, we've seen a lot of, like you said on the channel, we've covered a decent amount of cars on here as well as we cover other stuff. We've seen a decent number of resto mods as well, and some of them are quite interesting. And as you said, I mean, there's something about this shape that is definitely still appealing in a way. Like, I still get a little bit of almost like futuristic Blade Runner vibes.
Mm.
Honestly, it's a bit. I don't know. Might just be me, but it is very appealing. I like the design. You know, as far as cars go, maybe you guys like it, maybe you don't. You know, that's how it goes. But it is pretty cool. It's got some updated tech. Got a bit more power than the originals had. 500,000. You know, that's always a thing.
Yeah, sure.
But as we talk about the design itself, I think it's pretty nice.
Yeah, so here's the
Yeah.
thing. Now this was a friend of mine actually pointed this out to me, right? That in one of the pictures, one of the things that I did not pick up on is that it got swole, right? The actual fender lines and the wheel wells, as designed by Porsche, are not depicted in this fashion. They are depicted a little differently, and it's actually quite gorgeous. Now if you do a side by side on the old 928 and this version of the 928, you can see that there's a noticeable difference. Also, those wheels, the original I think only came with 16. These are a reimagination of these wheels in 18-inch format, which I think is absolutely gorgeous. And look, while we're on it, right? They could have gone that extra mile. They could have made it electric, but they didn't. And
Right.
so for me, I was like, okay, you know what? I applaud them for not actually going electric because, hey, let's give, normally aspirated vehicles one last hurrah in the universe, maybe. Quite excited about that. But the other part of it is, man, this interior is something else. I mean, if you take a look at it, it's a really a redesign, and you look at it and you go, I like the old feel of it, but I like the new look of it, you know?
hmm Yeah, exactly. It's as far as I mean, there's a lot of Restomods out there, and honestly, a lot of them look nice. Some of them just don't look very good.
No.
And this one looks good. I think it's tastefully done to bring it a bit more life, but also obviously nod the hat to what it originally was. So I like it. Yeah.
So now let me ask you a question. You're sitting here, you have 500K in your pocket, right? And you have a choice of any car in the marketplace. And let's maybe even talk the new DeLorean, or maybe in the something in the Lamborghini format. This thing isn't all go. It's half go, half show. It's only 400 horsepower, right? It's got the look though. It's got the pedigree. It's a Porsche reimagined. Do you throw your money at this car? Is that something that you do?
I don't know. I mean, first off, I'll preface my responses. Always I do, right? If I had 500K in my pocket, I'd be investing. But beside the point, I know he asked me. I say this every time. And he's always like, "Go, just spend the money."
You're okay. You have $500,000 and you have to spend the money on a car. How's that?
Yes. What was the car? There was another resto mod we saw that was a one-off.
That was the Legend, the Audi Legend, the Quattro, the Legend. Yeah.
That
Legend
one is appealing as well. When you asked me that question, I was like, that car comes to mind too. I don't know, man.
Yeah, that one was going for like 2.4
part of me
mil.
also is like, if I'm going naturally aspirated or petrol, right, not electric, I'm thinking maybe I go factory 5 and just get exactly what I want. Daytona Coupe or something else. I don't know. Chat, what do you guys think? I mean,
or let us know what you think in the comments below, guys. Right?
Yeah, put in the comments below. Let us know what $500,000. What's your dream car? What would you get? We're interested to see. I mean, all the normal cars, but off the wall cars, something that maybe we haven't seen. Just let us know. Yeah, I'd be happy to check it out.
I like to applaud them for one thing, and that is that they took a shot at a classic, and most of the times people screw that up, right?
It's true,
and they didn't screw it up. So I'll give them a huge amount of credit, because they actually made me look at a 928 again and go, yeah, like I
yeah. Often I also I'm like, don't really like how you did that, but yeah,
it was tastefully done. All right, let us know what you think in the comments below, folks. If you get a chance, like, subscribe, follow. We appreciate all the support in the channel. General Render says here, I'm not a sports car guy.
Not a sports car guy. Hey, that's okay.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's
not everybody's got to be a sports car guy.
I mean,
right? Now, also conversely, I would just take $500,000 and buy a 2022 Golf R for $70,000, because that's what they're going for now, anyhow, and just be happy.
yeah. I mean, you don't have to blow it all, but yeah, I would be investing. But yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah, right.
Put it away. Give me that interest.
There you go. Okay, folks, like, subscribe. Let us know what you think. Comments below. All right. Next up, is my good friend here, Corey, is going to take us into some space news. So go ahead, Corey, take the floor.
Yeah, so this next one comes to us from spacenews.com. It's basically says Sierra Space to start astronaut training program. So it's kind of exactly as it says. If you guys are familiar with Sierra Space, they're working on the Dream Chaser. They've got they've been in kind of this business for a while, and now they have announced they are setting up a commercial astronaut training center to be ran out of their Kennedy Space Center office, basically. And that's pretty exciting for those of us down here in the Florida area, Space Coast area. That's pretty exciting. It's going to be headed up by Dr. Janet Kavandi. Excuse me if I mispronounced that, but she's a former astronaut, been up in space in the space shuttle 3 times. So she definitely knows what she's doing, and they've put her in charge of basically heading up this operation. They're going to have 3 levels of astronaut training types. First, professional astronauts, akin to what your NASA astronauts would be, the level of training about 12 to 18 months. They're going to be trained to operate the Orbital Reef space station, the Orbital Reef commercial space station that is being worked on by a number of companies, Blue Origin, but also Sierra Space. The second category, second type, they're going to call them specialists. They're going to be able to do research and then operate some of the systems on the space station, 3 to 6 months. And then the next one, they're going to call that experimental. That's 3 months of training or so, minimal training, and that's effectively your space tourist kind of thing. Selection begins in 2023, so it's pretty soon. The first, the first training to commence early 2024, and I mean, pretty exciting, dude.
Well,
What
first
do
of
you
all,
think?
these are the guys behind the Dream Chaser, right? And obviously, one of the things that's nice about a vertical integration of a space company is before your product comes out, have your own way to get pilots in the cockpit, right? You need to get them certified somehow. So what's the best way to do it? Make it in-house. And just like any good aviation company has done, the airlines, so on and so forth, it's a transfer of skills. You want to put the right skilled people in the right seat. You control the program from top to bottom, and there you go. So yeah, it makes perfectly good sense to do it that way. I'm more excited to see what the Dream Chaser is going to do in line with this philosophy, though. I want to see that that's they have a proven. I think they have proven people in the right places to make this work, and to make it even cooler. There's one thing though, they're not doing it in Houston, right? Traditionally, most astronauts were trained in Houston and only came to the Space Coast in order to be participants in the launch. The fact that they're going the other way around and the Space Coast is now becoming the essential hub for this is kind of relevant to the fact that the computing power that you needed and all the other, things you needed to do in the previous space programs are now becoming more centralized here towards Space Coast, which I think is phenomenal for us. So, and if it helps us grow, fantastic. It's even better. So,
it's super exciting. I mean, the fact that there's so much new stuff coming in here, and then of course we know that Kilo Tango Indy X-ray Space Coast, that's been a spaceport designated, and I mean, there's the company, the balloon company. I apologize, I don't remember what it's called, but the company that's going to do suborbital balloon flights, that's going out of Space Coast regional. So there's a lot of cool stuff going on over on the East Coast there. But this is something definitely keep an eye on, and to see how it's going to work out. I mean, they said there's a Q&A. I also have that link down below, a Q&A with the doctor that's going to be running the program, the former astronaut. She talks about who's going to apply and who they expect to apply and all those things. So if you guys are interested, they said they're already getting applications. Hey, we're on YouTube. If you guys have seen this, go check it out. I mean, they're over there, so it's exciting. We're gonna definitely keep track of this and see. Obviously, we want to look and see. Obviously, when the orbital reef is going to go up and get that running. I mean, it's just cool that
it is.
There's a lot of stuff going on. So
I would apply. Cool. Number one, I would apply for a role in this company. I think that'd be really cool. Additionally, one of the comments that General Under just said is that the Dream Chaser is better than the space shuttle since it isn't restricted to one runway and nothing can strike a heat shield on the way up. Also, it can accomplish an escape burn. Well, look, and rightfully so, because usually the second generation of a quote unquote design is better in many ways, right? And they shrank the size of it. It's more maneuverable. It's probably better off at performing the role in an imitation model space shuttle. But you have to remember something. The space shuttle, for what it was back then, was so far advanced, right? In some ways. And look, and then you have a company like SpaceX, which goes back to an old formula of just rocketry, but then they redesign the rocket to land vertically, which makes it a great competitor, right?
right?
So yes, as far as the safety improvements of what you see in as far as the Dream Chaser compared to the shuttle, I think it's great. But the other part of it is you need trained astronauts to do it. I'd
Of
apply for
course.
it, right? So the Chaser actually can deliver, I think it's 1,200 pounds of cargo to the International Space Station per mission. That's what it says here. Hey, that's
Okay.
nothing to sneeze at. That's a good mission footprint to get
Is
back and
that?
yeah.
Do you say that's payload or that's
Pounds of cargo. It says it right here. The Dream Chaser is under contract to perform cargo resupply and return missions by NASA for 1,200 pounds of cargo in the International Space Station per mission. Now, here's the thing:
okay?
is that 6 up, 6 down? I don't know. Right?
That's what I mean. I'm trying to decipher the pounds. Like payload with is that we're talking like people on board, but you know I'm just trying to figure it out. But regardless, yeah. I mean once it's actually obviously working, going back and forth from the ISS, but also to the orbital reef, and they've got effectively a commercial space station functioning with people on board that are rotating through doing different projects,
Hmm.
and effectively commercial civilians, let's call them, that are astronauts, and they're not pastronauts like
No, no, that's
Mike has
true.
coined
The
before.
pastronauts,
There's two categories here that won't be pastronauts. They're
they're
legit
actual
doing.
astronauts.
They're furthering, human knowledge in certain areas. So they're astronauts. So, but yes, quite very exciting. Yeah.
Yep, and so General Under had one more. The G loading in the astronauts and the cargo is much lower than the capsules as well. No toxic fuel. Well, hey, and that's a huge benefit, right? Huge benefit. I'm done with this one. Let
Yeah.
us, I guess, and close it out.
Yeah, I'm good. So thanks so much. Let us know what your comments down below about what you think about Sierra Space setting up commercial astronaut training open to the general public.
Mm,
Just got to apply. So let us know your comments below. Thank for all the support. Yeah.
yeah, let us know, guys. That'd be awesome. Okay, we got more for you here, and this one is going to go back to a company that I'm just going to come out and say it. I previously have grilled pretty hard, right? I've not been
Yeah.
friendly to this one as far as what I've said in the past, but that comes and goes with the program, right? So here's the thing: this is Aptera, and somebody I forget who it was asked us a long
Yeah.
time ago to take a look at these guys, but this one comes direct from
Oh yes.
Auto
It's all coming back
Evolution.
to me now.
Yeah. And this one's Aptera's set to reveal the Gamma prototype in 4 weeks, right? So this is nothing I would say that's like out of the ordinary. It's just something that's good, I guess, for them to make their future jump, right? And show people off their technology. And without really saying too much here, they do have in some included photos, right? Which is nice.
Right.
But there's nothing I don't know. Electric vehicle. They're going with 41 kilowatt
Hmm.
batteries, 400-mile
Right.
range. They're really hoping that these 20-year survivable solar cells are going to do the job. It doesn't look any
Hmm.
different. It's just a little bit more specification. But look, I mean, if imitation is a form of flattery, the interior in and of itself looks very Tesla-esque. They've even gone with the yoke style design, the central screens.
Yeah.
And about the only thing that's fairly unique at this point now is the overall structure and design, which is very cocoon-like. What's your thoughts, man?
Yeah, I mean, as far as me, when I look at cars that are designed to be efficient, I very much appreciate when they, when it comes to fruition. And of course, this is designed to be efficient when it drives. As you said, they're looking at a 41 kilowatt hour battery pack with 400 miles, but then they're saying also they're looking, 250, a 600 mile, and 1,000 mile units. So they're looking for something that can travel quite far and is, again, built on efficiency as far as the aerodynamics go, drag coefficients and whatnot. So I am interested to see what real world numbers, real world performance in varying altitudes and temperatures, and as all the things go. Um, uh, I know we had been somebody had put a comment below in the past about how we had just wanted to just make sure that the structure of the car itself was up to the task of all the
Yeah.
roads in the US. We know a lot of the roads, let's say, that are well maintained, of course, it's not a problem. It'll be just fine. But some of the roads that are not as well maintained, um, is the overall structure up to the task? And we know we went through the design, monocoque, and it's got obviously a lot of carbon in there, and it's designed to be light but also quite strong. So I'm sure it's going to do pretty well. But again, we just wanted to see real world stuff.
I don't share that same.
And
I don't share that same belief, but that's okay. You know that.
yeah. So yeah, but nevertheless, as the styling cues, as you mentioned, yeah, I do have a Model 3. In case anybody does not know, the interior does have Model 3 cues. As you said, the yoke, I don't have the yoke, I have normal wheel, but if you look on this design, there's 2 buttons. It looks like 2 buttons. There's 2 buttons
on the wheel,
the same places on the Tesla Model 3. The screen, while similar to Model 3, we probably can't quite claim that to be the case anymore, exclusively, because it seems like many cars these days are gonna have a big screen in there.
Sure.
But it is what it is there. But yeah, it's that minimalistic feel is really catching on with a lot of manufacturers.
Yeah, but it's too fragile.
Are you into
no,
that?
man? It's too fragile.
Because I know a lot of people are not.
No, I mean, it's okay. Yes and no. Interior space wise, yes, I kind of like the design of it being a little less bulky, a little less intrusive, and you get a little bit more area of a cabin feel, which in this particular car, with the size of the cabin, you need to maximize your space because you're literally sitting in something that's the size of an R22, if not a Cabri, a very small cabin. It's going to feel pretty tight in there, right? We're not talking about a traditional car. But I also think that it's too fragile, right? I think that the car looks to me, if I look at this front view, it looks pretty fragile to me. I don't know. And I'm not trying to be nasty about it, okay? It just looks fragile. And at what point is that going to trade off to sales? I know they're going for a price point of $25,900, but is that going to be enough to pry people away from their money just to jump into the EV world, be cool, be inside this vehicle, but also know that they're very limited, right? There are limitations inside of this car. So and I know there's solar aspects, but you're getting into a coupe. You don't have 4 doors. You're not taking 4 people anywhere. Will it baby? Highly doubt it. I don't know if I'd put my kid in it, in a car seat going the other way.
I don't know where you could do it. I mean, as far as it seems, there's no back seat.
Yeah, right.
There's no back seat. Honestly, there's no back seat. So there's some things that just won't be able to do. I've designed. They obviously know that. I was also, as you're talking about the stuff, I was thinking to myself, how much does it weigh? And I think I've tried to figure this out before. They say it weighs 65% less than other electric cars today. So we're talking electric cars. This thing does still obviously have a 41 kilowatt hour battery pack. Something about that volume or the capacity. So what are we thinking? Wild guess here. I don't know, like 2,000 pounds?
Maybe,
1,800 pounds, maybe 18. I don't know.
And that'll also come. What's it going to be like in high winds? Like how's it going to drive? And so basically,
I don't know.
From chat, we're hearing that there's also there's been a breakthrough in batteries. We could talk about that at the end, but it looks like a spider that Aptera does. And yeah, it does. It kind of looks weird, but I don't know. How far forward do they go with their technology? Does this really catch on as the micro solution to EVs? I don't know. Will it survive a big hit from a Ford F-150? I also don't know.
Well,
I mean,
no.
You'll feel it. Let's put it this way. You'll feel it, but the car won't walk away from it. How's that?
I guess you could defer to whenever we get the safety ratings and see what it does.
Maybe I shouldn't speculate.
Because I mean, it's going to have to be certified. Highway safety ratings is going to have to be certified. So we'll see, and there'll be footage of that and all that kind of stuff. We could get our hands on too.
True. All right, folks.
Yes, but in the chat, guys, what do you think? I mean, if you could get an Aptera, are you into that kind of efficiency transport type of vehicle, or are you? I mean, I know a lot of people still are truck people. They're like, I'm getting a truck, so But yeah, I mean, let us know in the comments below what you guys think of this kind of design from Aptera. If you're interested, if you've been following Aptera for a while, I know people we've had in our chat before even said I think somebody said they had tried to invest in Aptera
somewhere,
or
maybe
something. But yeah, but let us know.
Let us know in the comments below what you think. So yeah, with that, we'll move on to the next one. The next one's more of an open topic anyhow. Because, well, I'll let you introduce the subject here. Wait, hold on. I do want to visit one thing. Lithium sulfur batteries from General Rendard. Lithium sulfur Um, want to see one thing here. I hadn't heard of them, and I want to see what the was that the ones that you were talking about, the sulfur, lithium sulfur, some time ago?
Honestly, I can't keep a track half the time. I mean, I'm reading stuff about solid state, and I'm reading stuff about different chemistries and exotic chemistries. Um, what did I say? What did I say about it?
This is a company called Kager. I don't know. I want to do some more research on this one. Lithium sulfur battery market size to hit 5.47 billion in 2027.
I know there's been a lot of work on the
Happy with my Ultima.
changing up the anode, or the electrolyte. Sorry, not the anode.
Yeah,
the
yeah, that was
electrolyte.
different
There's
one.
been a lot of work on trying to change the electrolyte in the
Right.
batteries, along with solid state electrolyte too. But then nevertheless,
Interesting. Okay. All right. So I guess that leaves us with this last one here to talk about, which is SpaceX gets their approval. So you ready for your?
Sure. Well, I can kick it off and
Go ahead. It's all yours, brother.
go back and forth. So yeah, you know, we've been covering the SpaceX Boca Chica Starship environmental review for a while. Just trying to keep track of that. It's been delayed a number of times. The FAA's pushed it back a few times, to not really a big surprise, but we've been obviously waiting to see what they had to say. That's holding up SpaceX to do some of the orbital tests. One of which is obviously Starship taking off from Boca Chica, entering orbit, and then going almost all the way around the Earth and landing and splashing down for a wet landing off of Hawaii. That's been one of their plans to do. But this has been held up by the environmental review. So the environmental review has been wrapped up. It's been posted. The link is down there in the description below to the FAA website that has a number of indices, appendixes they're kind of parsed out just for you guys to pick which one you want. But you could pick up the executive summary or whatever. To pick up some of what's going on. For example, executive summary is 43 pages. They have, let's just say the FAA has approved SpaceX to operate Starship from Boca Chica with asterisks if they comply with, from an environmental perspective only, with an asterisk if they comply with at least 75 or so recommendations that they need to comply with. So certain things I could just skim to give you an idea of kind of some of the things that they're saying they need to comply with. For example, they're saying they can do only 5 launches a year, suborbital launches. This is per year, 5 orbital launches. For example, if they want, and this has to do with the ground tests as well. If they want to do, let's say, a super heavy static fire engine test, it can be done in the day, and it can last no longer than 135 seconds. So there are these things they have to comply with. And again, just keep in mind, if you do look at all the documentation, again, it's all an environmental review that this has to do with. So they have been approved for the environmental aspect of the for the approval for the site, pending that they comply with these things. So it's as I was reading this initially off and talking to Mike, I was thinking to myself, I can't see Elon being happy. He's gonna, Elon. I mean, okay, I don't know Elon, but you can imagine Elon saying, "Okay, good, awesome, they approved it, sweet." They're limiting us to 5 orbital launches a year, as well as 5 suborbital launches and ground tests. His mind is probably just exploded. Yeah. But that's why he's been working on launching them from other places, such as Space Coast. So, but nonetheless, I would imagine they're still going to operate out of Boca Chica once they figure out all these things to work out, and they'll do the rest of the stuff over here. That would be my guess. But Mike, what do you think, man? That's a big intro, but what do you think?
It's a lot. So on the one hand, you look at it and you go, got approval. On the other hand, you look at it and it's like most things with the FAA, but
yeah, it doesn't surprise me at all, the length of this document.
There's a lot of little things you got to do to get to that point where you get that approval. So they're talking about the visual effects. They're talking about cultural resources, the construction part. They're talking about, launch noise and sonic booms. Like I remember when I first moved to the Space Coast, one of the first things that was in a paragraph, my first apartment, was basically said, hey, we're not responsible for broken, damaged equipment due to a failed rocket launch, broken windows, smashed cars.
Yeah,
All of
yep.
this place could burn to the ground
Windows break.
with
not a
all of your
problem.
belongings in it because you're so close to the Space Coast that we are not responsible. And I was like, okay. I was like,
Hey, we launch
Yeah, it's
rockets here, so
I was like,
stuff
so I can see it
happens.
from my balcony, right? Oh, I'm good. I'll sign right down the line, and here we go.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
for Elon, I imagine that he knew all along that this was something that was coming, and that's why
Mhm.
the alternate launch site has been part of his ultimate long range plans, I believe, because eventually, I think if he gets tired of the compliance issues that they have there, that he's just going to say, you
Yep.
know what, looks like we're going to do development in Space Coast. Now, thing is, I don't think he wants to blow up rockets off the coast here. Maybe be better, in Boca Chica, because then they'd have to do water recovery,
Yep.
all the time.
Yeah, maybe off of their offshore
Yeah,
platform they have retrofit. Well, they got two of those, but their offshore platforms that they
yeah.
want to do. Yeah,
But
that'd be
I
a bit
hope
better.
I hope this doesn't delay the program a lot, because it was exciting to watch them go through the development stages, to finally see them get a vertical landing, to see them break so many barriers. I hope
Mhm.
this doesn't, slow down the program too much. But like everything else, I think that's expected. When you're innovating at this level, you have to take that slow road and kind of move along with it. And I wish the FAA was a little bit more. And not to knock it, look, the folks at Boca Chica
Yeah,
deserve their
yeah.
say too. I get that, but
Yeah, the populace, I mean, it does. And I mean, I don't know if there's people watching this live or later that say, how much environment impact could a rocket have on some birds 5 miles away?
oh no, they're loud.
Rockets, I mean, yeah, it depends. I mean, um, just the pressure waves of rockets launching, notwithstanding if they have an accident and explode on the surface, such as we've seen in testing before. Yeah, it can definitely do some damage to things you might not be obvious if you just haven't researched something so with so much energy that's being expelled. But regardless, anyway, I'm chatting, but it's I also am going right with you. I hope it doesn't delay the progress too much. I know when it seemed that they were launching those, the hopper and all the other things they were doing, it seemed like they're launching quite
Yep,
often, and didn't always go to plan, and that's
the way it goes.
that's testing. That's destructive, rapid deconstructing,
Kaboom,
and they learn some stuff every time. But regardless, I agree. Yeah, I agree. I hope it
kaboom.
doesn't delay
Yeah.
it much. Yeah, that
All
would
right,
be a
folks.
thing.
I got nothing else to add. Hey, I'd like to thank General Rendar again. Yes, your comment in there, SpaceX, better than SLS. Mm,
There's a lot to
yeah,
talk about there, but I have to, on the face of it, I agree. I
yeah,
mean,
it's unfortunate, but and look,
yeah, yeah.
that's this is where this goes when you open it up to the free market society, right? All right. Well, I'm done. You done?
I'm done. Yeah. Again, there's a lot on the show. If you guys have opinions, good, bad, you hate, you don't care, SpaceX, Starship, let us know in the comments
Yep.
below what you think about the environmental review being posted and passed with some asterisks
Yeah.
to comply with. Let us know what you think. Yeah, and thank
Yeah.
you for
Thanks,
all the
everybody,
support.
and we will see you next week, Thursday. Take care. Have a great one, everybody. Bye
Take
bye.
it
See
easy.
ya.
Bye bye. Fly safe.
Yes, sir. Fly
Those of you
safe.
who
That
are
is correct.
flying.
Thank you very much, Brad. We appreciate it. All right, take care, everybody.
Bye.
See you next week. Bye bye.
Bye bye.